Hello everyone, I'm NuriaUguet, president of ATEP, that means Bituminous Emulsion Technical Association in Spanish. I'm going to talk about warm mixes using emulsion. This presentation will address the following points. What are we talking about will be the first, then we'll talk about regulation and performance, materials, production, paving train, and some conclusions. How can we define the hard warm mixes? Well, they are the mixes manufactured with bitumen emulsion and warm aggregates. The mix is produced at temperatures roughly between 80 and 100 degrees, normally in a hot mix plant. RAP can be used up to 100%, and the laying temperatures of the mix are between 40 and 60 degrees, depending on the kind of mix we are going to manufacture. Actually, there's no regulations from the Spanish Public Work Ministry, but we have some regulations from other administrations. For example, we have ones from the Junta de Andalucía in the south of Spain, and also from the Basque Country in the north of Spain. We also have other documents from associations. We have one document from the ATC, that means Road Technical Association, and we also have two documents from ATEP. The performance of these mixes are the water sensibility, that it's similar to the limit for the hot mix asphalt specification, and the modulus depends on the RAP rate. If we have a RAP rate between 80 and 100%, the modulus is similar to a hot mix asphalt, and for lower RAP rates, the modulus is similar to a cold mix asphalt. This kind of mixes can be used for rehabilitation and new work construction, and they can be used as a wearing course and also as binder courses, and always for medium and low traffic roads. These kind of mixes are mainly made of aggregates, emulsion, and RAP. We can also use or add some additives, but mainly aggregates, emulsion, and RAP. For the aggregates, the tests we do are the typical aggregates test we do for any other mixes. We do the determination of particle size distribution, flakiness index, determination of percentage of crushed and broken surfaces in coarse aggregates particles when we are using aggregates that comes from rivers. We also do some equivalent test, methylene blue test, methods for the determination of resistance to fragmentation, and when the mix is going to be used as a surface mix, we'll do determination of the polish stone value. For the emulsions, we also do the typical tests for emulsions, like determination of the breaking value, determination of the water content, the residual binder, efflux time, and so on. The kind of emulsion we're going to use depends on the kind of mix we're going to manufacture. If we want to manufacture an open graded mix, we use emulsions like C67BF3 or C70BF3. This kind of mixes can be also stockable, and we can also use the same emulsion but with modified binder. That's what we have in the name, the P. When the mix is a cold graded mix, we use C65B3 or C65B4. And when we do the recycled ones, we use C60B5. In all the cases, the emulsion has to provide 100% coating with no binder runoff, resistant to thermal shock, initial cohesion, a high initial cohesion, active and passive adhesivity, and workability. For the RAP, we have a limitation to 22 millimeters. It has to be homogeneous, and we have to classify it in at least 2 fractions. And we have to know that the smaller fraction will have higher binder content. We also have to control the characteristics of the bitumen from the RAP. we do penetration and softening point, and also chemical composition. We also have to control the moisture of the wrap. And if it is necessary, we'll have to cover it or to protect it somehow. For the production, we can use special plants for half-warm mixed asphalt production, and we also can use the hot mixes plants, but adapted. In this kind of plants, we have to have an independent system for the emulsion, a vapor extractor in the mixer because we have moisture on the wrap, and we have emulsion that has water. We have to avoid the wrap stickiness, and we need a specific system for the wrap incorporation. This system depends on the percentage of wrap we are going to use. For the wrap incorporation, we have two methods, a direct one and an indirect one. For the direct method, we have two options. Heating the wrap inside an adapted barrel, introducing the wrap through a ring, and the wrap has to be far from the flame to preserve the wrap characteristics. We can do it in parallel flow or in black flow with gaseous chamber. And we can also use a double barrel dryer. Here we dry the wrap in the barrel, and then we weight it and we add it to the mixer of the plant. With the direct method, we can reach 100% of wrap. The other method is the indirect one, where we heat the wrap by heat transfer from overheating the aggregates. The time of the mix is higher than when we produce a hot mix. Because we need some time to dry, we call it gray mix. We mix the aggregate with the wrap, and we have to mix it some time. And then we add the emulsion, we call it time to wet mix, and we need this time to have a good coating and to reach the right temperature. With this method, we can reach only 60% of wrap. The paving train is the typical paving train for a cold mix asphalt and a hot mix asphalt. We need a paver, two tandem axle steel drum rollers, and a pneumatic tire roller that we use when we are manufacturing hot closed rated mixes and wrap mixes. In Spain, we have a lot of experience with this kind of mixes. Here you can see some job sites we have done with different kind of aggregates and also with different wrap rates. And as conclusions, we could say that half-warm mixes with or without wrap provide sustainability. We have lower energy consumption and emissions. It's ideal for reusing wrap. We have reduction in fossil fuel consumption in the heating of the aggregates and possibility of incorporating wrap up to 100%. We have a moderate aging of the residual bitumen of the emulsion during the manufacture of the mix. And we have an improvement for workers' safety because we work at lower temperatures. So that's all, and thank you very much for your attention.